It's me, Vicky Marie, and I've got some breaking news for you as I come on, and for anyone who's interested at all in football. So Gareth Southgate has just resigned as manager of the England team. So we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about Slater. Last night I was thinking of coming on last night and saying something about Jay, but I felt so somber last night. It was like I just couldn't bring myself to come on and talk about him. I was, and I don't even know Jay. God knows. God only knows how his mum feels, how his family feel, how his friends feel, with that news. Because although it's sort of the news they were expecting, it was almost the best that they could expect, that at least he would be found. And they would have resolution, they would have answers. I'd always try and avoid the word closure, because obviously it's never going to end for them. Never, ever going to end for them. They've got a big, whether they decide to take his body home or whether they decide to have him cremated, have his ashes taken home. They've got all that to think about. Are they going to have a memorial service there in Tenerife? Probably not. I don't know, because a lot of people have returned now, haven't they, to the UK. I expect everything, all the memorial services and the funeral, etc., will happen in the UK. Thank goodness they've got a GoFundMe, that they've got money to transport his body, to make all the arrangements. For the funeral in the UK will cost a lot of money. They'll want to put on a big funeral. There'll be a lot of people who want to go, from his village, etc. I mean, just the enormity of what that family are now facing, as if they haven't been through enough. But now the enormity of what they've got to face. And then as time goes on, of course, all those plans and everything will be keeping them busy now. You know what it's like. There's probably not many of you out there who haven't lost someone at some point, even a pet. You know how it feels. You're making all the arrangement. You have the horrible event, whatever it is, even if it's an expected death, an older person or someone who's sick, it's still horrible. And then you're making all the arrangements, and it's all like a bit of a dream, isn't it? And you think you can't believe that it's actually happened, even, as I say, no matter what the circumstances, let alone a 19-year-old boy. You would definitely not be expecting that. And in these circumstances, so they've got all that to face, but that will keep them busy at the moment. And then they've got the funeral. Then it's just trying to go back to normal life after everything that's happened. But their life will never be normal again, will it? It will never be the same again. And I'm thinking about it too much, really, because I can't change any of it. I can't even really help with any of it. What can I do? Nothing. But I was just feeling the weight last night of everything that they've got to face, and how awful it is. And we've all faced awful things, so we should have empathy towards them. But not only, of course, they've had this month of looking for their son, they've had to put up with all these insufferable accusations, conspiracy theories, and not even, it may still be uncertain why Jay went back to that house. There's already people saying, no, there's no way he fell down that ravine. People are already saying it. They're just fools. The people saying, well, why wasn't he found before? Have they not seen where these rescuers had to go? The mountain rescue, where they had to go to find Jay's body. He fell down a ravine, you idiot. Who was going to walk past and find him? I just can't believe people say the most ridiculous things. Oh, well, I don't understand why, Paul didn't find him, or the police didn't find him. Well, because he was in an inaccessible place. That's why he fell. You know, even I just don't understand why people don't get it, and they're still carrying on with ridiculous things. But anyway, there'll always be some mystery why, as I say, Jay did go back to that Airbnb, why he decided not to wait for the bus. You know, in any event, there's always a bit of mystery because we don't know. We're not Jay. We weren't there in his shoes, with making the decisions that he was making as a 19-year-old boy who'd just come out of a 3-day festival. Probably wasn't quite with it. You know, he wasn't making sensible decisions. It just shows you how decisions that you make. Maybe he did decide to go back to that Airbnb for one more drink or some substances or whatever. Even if he went back for other reasons, that really is none of our business, is it? So Jay's private life was his own business, and what he went back there, the police decided those guys had nothing to do with it because he was seen coming out of there and he was seen walking up the road. So unless you think the woman that saw him walking up the road is a liar or whatever, and I'm sure she's been investigated, you know, there's no reason to believe any foul play, is there? In my opinion, and in the police's opinion. So anyway, where am I going? So yeah, so when Jay's family get back to the UK, take their boy back, and they go through all the funeral, etc., and all that, there'll be a flurry of media attention, won't they, through that? And then, you know, weeks will go by and it'll calm down, and they've got to live then for the rest of their lives without Jay. You know, with all those questions, they've probably got questions just the same as us. Why did he go back there? Why did he do this? Why did he do that? They're never going to have all those answers. They'll probably be thinking, did he suffer? Was he alive for a while before he succumbed? And what, you know, what stuck there? Did he hear the searchers shouting his name or his friends shouting his name? You know, we'll never know the answer to those questions, but we'll get over it because Jay is not our family, but his family, I don't know, and all the hatred that poured out to them, all the horrible things people said, saying that Debbie was Sharon Matthews's sister. Oh, you know, they released the video of her dancing in a bar ages before this happened, as if she was just living it up in Tenerife, buying handbags, doing this, doing that. Just, you know, what's wrong with people? What is wrong with people? So I'm going to talk about that a bit as well. Why do some cases attract this complete hysteria? You know, not all cases do. Even cases that I've been thinking about it. Even cases that are internationally looked into don't attract the same sort of nastiness that this case has, or that the Nicola Bulley did. So, you know, anyway, we're going to talk about that. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone, of course. I want to talk a little bit about thank you for watching, for liking, subscribing. I'm on subscribers only mode in the chat at the moment. That's just because, you know what, I'm not in the mood for twonks today, so don't want any twonks in here. So hopefully it'll keep them out. Maybe it won't. They'll come in, subscribe for 5 minutes and come in, say something daft, but they'll be gone. You know, no, I'm not giving second chances today. If people can't be respectful, you know, I'm just not in the mood for them, so they're going immediately. So, but to all you nice subscribers out there, to all you lovely chatters, especially to my members, tonight is members only live. They keep on carry on chatting, members only live. I'm looking forward to that. Please think about becoming a member if you want to support my channel. If you're already a Let's Chat member, you will get to see that video, just not the live. But think about upgrading. But I appreciate you. Let's Chat will go ahead on Thursday as normal, of course. And also special thank you to those of you who sent me a Ko-fi a super sticker, sent me an email, PayPal me. There's so many of you out there that support my channel and keep me going, like not you know, in an emotional way as well. When it all gets a bit too much, like it did last night, really, then it's always you guys that keep me. Guys, hey guys, we're going to have a look at what Paul Arnett's got to say about all this. I think I'll miss him a little bit in a weird sort of way. Yeah, we're going to, so thank you to everybody. Okay, now I'm going to say hello to everyone, and then we're going to start on the start properly with the video. Let me just go back up to the top. Oh, you've been chatting quite a lot. I've probably been waffling on a bit too much. Hi David, hi Chumba, hi Fragaria. Oh, and I should say good morning, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. I'm in mainland Spain. For if there may be people coming onto this for the first time, I'm in mainland Spain. It's 12:21. Morning, Shelley. Shelley's in Canada. Hi, Kelly. Kelly's in Australia. We're all over the world. Hi, Energy. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Maria. Hi, BF. Hi, Jojo. Yeah, from Lancashire. That's the best place, isn't it, Jojo? Sort of. All the good people are from Lancashire. Sorry, no offence to anybody else. Yes, a sad ending to a young life, David. 19. I mean, you know, and really was just getting going with his life. He's made some mistakes, hasn't he? We know that he'd made mistakes. He looked like he got involved with the wrong crowd or whatever happened when he was 16. It was, you know, it wasn't good. And of course, I think that's caused a lot of the bad things that people were saying because they judged him on his past. You know, even though it seemed like he had made a go of his life, you know, he had a job, his employer spoke highly of him, you know, even though seemed like he was making a go of his life, even the person that was attacked in that attack had spoken out, and, you know, they've all matured a little bit from 16. Even they spoke out and said, look, leave the family alone, you know. And so to me, if the person that was attacked is forgiving, then it's not up to me to not be forgiving. Hi, Carla. Let's see. Hi, Claire. Hi, Katrine. Jane, I'm sorry, I don't agree with you at all, but you're entitled to your view, but to me it's obvious it was an accident. I just don't understand why people are determined. People just want to see, some people want to see conspiracy in anything. You know, not everything is a conspiracy. You know, it really isn't. Kitty Cat, hi. Now, if I miss anybody, sorry, say hello again and I'll try. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Mimi from Bristol. Oh, dear. Because it was all happening there, Mimi, wasn't it? Oh, no, was it Bristol or Brighton where I always get mixed up between Bristol and Brighton. I know that sounds ridiculous. The Clifton Suspension Bridge. It's in Bristol, isn't it? Maybe it's in Brighton, sorry. Hi, Auntie Ree. Hi, Fiona. Gosh, there's a lot of you here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, what Eamon Holmes has got to say, I've no idea. Anyway, we'll see what the police say in the end. You know, anyway, that's my, you know what I thought right from the beginning. I felt like he had fallen into a ravine exactly like he did it. Just to me, it seems like the most logical thing. Doesn't seem ridiculous. It seems perfectly logical. Once we saw that terrain, and once it had gone past a few days and I was giving up hope then that he would be found alive. I really thought in the beginning he would be, but anyway. Thanks, Mimi. My geography is rubbish. Hi, Julie. Okay, so Eamon Holmes, oh my God. Oh, well, if Eamon Holmes says it, it must be true. Right, let's have a look at the terrain. So this is what I want to show. I want to show you this, which is what the police released, apparently. It was on BBC. Showing where he was found. And I think when you look at where he was found, you can understand why he wasn't found earlier. And the other thing is, if people think he was pushed in, I think you'd be putting your life in your hands to go to the edge of that and push him in. Do you know what I mean? Who pushed him in? Who would take the chance? You know, what did they do? Airlift him into there. He had to be airlifted out. And, you know, he's fallen in from a dangerous position, I think. And I don't think anyone from that Airbnb or anywhere else would have gone into that terrain far enough to push him into this crevice. I just can't see how that could be possible. Just so much more logical in my eyes that he fell in because he was lost. He was completely lost. Anyway, I need to put some windows down already because I can't find the... There it is. Hang on. Yeah, let's have a look. So I'm just wondering then, who would have pushed him in there? How would they have got to the bit at the top where you had to push him from? No, who would have done that? Nobody. Poor Jay, he's got lost and he's lost his foot and he's fallen in. This is the Spanish Mountain Rescue. Come on. Nobody pushed him in there. How would they have got to that point up at the top to push him in? Not about being pushed from the road. He was pushed from, you know, right in that Masker ravine. If he was pushed, I'm saying, I don't think he was pushed, but he'll have lost his footing. So this is what they've had to search through. And I think it's been so clever. I think the Spanish police, to be honest, have been so clever with the whole thing, saying that they've given up searching, trying to put people off, trying to tone down the hysteria over this case. And even the family didn't know that they were still searching because the family were bringing in their own search team. And that's how you know there's no way that the Guardia spoke to Mark Williams Thomas or anybody else, any newspaper, nobody. They didn't even speak to the family. That's how the Guardia work. They work in secret and in cases like this, and they've had the result. I mean, I think they've done brilliantly to find him. And you know what I thought? I'd said many times, I thought maybe a hiker, an adventurous hiker one day would find him, or maybe if somebody else went missing while they were looking, they would come across Jay's remains. But you know what? Although it's horrible, obviously, for the parents, it must be a relief as well, because they could have gone years without knowing what had happened to their lovely son. So, you know, and I call him lovely because to everybody, their sons are lovely, or daughters. You know, he might even twonk sons and daughters. You know, we do. We love our kids, whatever they do. That's just what we do. So, you know, his mum described him as a lovely boy, a normal, average boy. So he's got into that trouble like when he was 16. But we have to presume that he'd got through that. And we're going to have a look at some videos that have been released of Jay by Lucy, his friend, who was supposed to be this arch mastermind with Brad, who conspired to murder Jay. You know, I don't know where these hysterical things come from. But the problem is when these things come up, this hysteria that there's been, it's then expounded by some YouTube channels that was saying all sorts of rubbish. You know, just this. It's one thing to discuss theories that come up and think, oh, you know, but it's quite another to say, oh yes, you know, I've got information that Jay's alive and I'm going to release this information. It's rubbish. That's the same as Mark Williams Thomas. He caused just as much speculation as anyone. We still don't know anything about the watch, anything official about the watch. He was saying about that. He was saying, oh, you're involved with criminal gangs, threatening the guy, you know, to come out with who he was, or he was going to expose him. You know, Mark Williams Thomas, honest to God, I've come to realise that it's funny because before you look into things too closely, you don't realise. I would have, a few years ago, I would have been watching him say that, think, oh, yes, he knows what he's talking about. Oh, yes. And it was where I saw right through him then was the Oscar Pistorius thing. So even before the Nicola Bulley case, I was already not sure of Mark Williams Thomas and looking a bit more closely about the things he'd said. And you can see it's all about him. I'll be really interested to see what's going to happen with this documentary now that's coming out. That, you know, that was the reason he got involved with this case. Oh, yeah, doing it for free. You know, he's not doing it for free. He's doing it because he can make a documentary. He can get paid by Channel 5, or he can get paid by The Sun for his exclusives. And he can get paid by Channel 5 for making a documentary. So he might not have been doing it for money, payment from the family, but there's nothing that Mark Williams Thomas does that is not for money, because he only gets involved in cases that high profile as well. Why doesn't he go and see about Jack Sullivan, who we're going to look at in a minute, who you know, there's hardly seems to be any attention on him. Why doesn't Mark Williams Thomas go and investigate that and try and solve that within 3 days, like he said he was going to solve Jay Slater's case? So I think a lot of it is that there's a lot of hysteria whipped up not only by social media, and social media plays its part, of course it does, but social media tends to get its ideas from mainstream media and people like Mark Williams Thomas. You know, if it was not so hysterical with them, I don't think the social media would have been so hysterical. And then you, of course, you do get, you know, just some horrible people who just like mocking families, like whoever it was that was phoning Debbie up and saying, because it even made her think maybe he'd been kidnapped, didn't it? Even made her think. Let's just have a look at this video again. Even Debbie was thinking that he may have been kidnapped because she'd been phoned up and told that he'd been kidnapped. Who would do that? You know, whoever you are, how are you even sleeping in your bed knowing that you phoned a mother whose son was missing and said you were going to kill him if he didn't, you know, said he'd been kidnapped? What sort of person does that? You know, just unbelievable. So anyway, this is apparently where Jay was found, or around that area. So you can see, as far as I'm concerned, I can't see how anybody would accompany him there to push him over. I think he's likely fell down there. It makes the most sense to me. But we'll find out when as Julie said, when the result of the inquest comes out. Of course, some people won't believe it. Well, they'll go, oh, there must be a conspiracy, them saying that it's accidental death. There'll always be somebody who'll say, why, I don't know, but so. Okay, so let's just have a look. So Lucy, she's released some videos and photos of Joe. The only thing that gives me any comfort, and I expect it'll give his mum some comfort in the future, he seemed to have a really good time at this energy festival. So he's obviously died far too young, but it looks like he had a really good time. And he does look like a really sort of, I mean, I don't know Jay, and maybe he was a twonk, I don't know. But to me, anytime I've seen him, he seemed like a very happy, laughy, typical 19-year-old from Lancashire. You know, I think that's another thing. He just reminds me of like any of my nephews, or, you know, I didn't see anything weird about him or strange about him. His friend Brad, that looks a bit like the guy from Peaky Blinders, looks a bit like Killian. But, you know, just because someone looks like, you know, I think Brad was just a typical lad from Lancashire. I didn't really understand why people are coming off with all this, that they're sinister in some way. But, you know, there you go. Everybody gets different impressions of people, I suppose. So let's have a look at. This is a video that Lucy has put out. Let me just put some of the windows down before I start looking. No, not that. So yeah, so Lucy has put out these videos, pictures of Jay. And hi, Shivo. Very, you know, it does, you know, make cry, because just some typical 19-year-old lad being stupid, you know, being silly is the word, not stupid. I shouldn't say stupid. Being silly with his mates. We've all been there.
Hello. What's happening, yeah?
What's happening, Gail?
What's happening,
Gail?
Lucy, hello.
Oi, go. Oi, more passion, more passion, more passion, more energy, more energy, more footwork, more footwork, more footwork, more.
Lucy, hello.
Hello.
What's happening, yeah?
What's happening, Gail?
What's happening,
Gail?
Lucy, hello.
Oi, go. Oi, more passion, more passion, more passion, more energy, more energy, more footwork, more footwork, more footwork, more.
Just think it's so funny that they were dancing there to a Whitney Houston song. That's from my era, not so. Do you know what? My era, the music was the best because it endures. Like the music from my era, everybody likes. Young people, old people. You know, it just always endures. Whitney Houston, can't beat it. We'll watch it one more time, and then. But it's so lovely to see that.
Lucy, hello.
Hello.
What's happening, yeah?
What's happening, Gail?
What's happening,
Gail?
Lucy, hello.
Oi, go. Oi, more passion, more passion, more passion, more energy, more energy, more footwork, more footwork, more footwork, more.
Okay. So yeah, Lucy put that sort of montage out today apparently, and it's nice to see him enjoying himself. And yeah, to me, definitely just seems like typical 19-year-old boy. But anyway, looks like exactly. It reminds me of Jane. Jane, please. Of course, they're his friends. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? Why do you even think that? Honest to God, I just, with his friends, oh gosh, yes, gosh, can't be his friends, can they? For goodness sake, what is wrong with people? So he seems like a very normal, nice lad to me, with his friends, with his mastermind friends that plotted his murder, according to some people. Crazy. Just a normal young lad. On his first holiday away, made a terrible decision. He did make a terrible decision, and he's fallen down a ravine. And, you know, his mom, not only his family have got to live with that, they've got to live with people saying ridiculous things. Okay, now, what we're going to look at next. So, Sky News, I think Sky News have definitely gave the most considered coverage of Jay Slater without going, you know, without being like the Sun and the Mail and that. The Sky News have not gone into these conspiracy theories. Let's see what they've got to say. The other thing is, you know, it hasn't shown Britain in a very good light, I don't think. It's British people and their comments and their accusations and that. It's not good for Britain. And, you know, when Samantha Murphy went missing, and now, of course, that was a great big high-profile case. And there were some assertions in the beginning, weren't there, about Mick. Everyone was a little bit her husband Mick. And you know what? That's going to happen. It's always going to happen because 9 times out of 10, it is the partner, isn't it? When not only women, but when men are murdered or attacked, 9 times out of 10, it is them. So there was a lot of suspicion cast on Mick in the beginning. There was a lot of mad rumours going around then. And, you know, we looked at them, but, you know, in the end, it was just, no one could have been more relieved than Mick when Patrick Stevenson was arrested. But I still think that although there were some rumours, etc., and I know from the comments that get left on my videos and things like that, wasn't the same. You know, the people that commented on videos and things, there wasn't the nastiness and the trolling as well. Jay Slater case, for me as a YouTuber, has been similar to Nicola Bulley because of the level of nasty comments that you get. You know, and I get very few troll comments or not really nasty ones. But I've had more on this Jay Slater case than I ever got on Samantha Murphy or Anna Knezovich, another one, a person who's gone missing. It's still attracted worldwide attention but not the same nastiness, not the same hysteria. So what is the difference? What's the difference between cases like Nicola Bulley and Jay and cases like Samantha Murphy and Anna Knezovich? And then, of course, we're going to look at Jack O'Sullivan, who's a young lad who's gone missing in the Bristol area, because originally it was thought, wasn't it, that when those suitcases were found with the body, the remains, you know, the police felt that they had to actually give a statement and say they'd spoken to Jack O'Sullivan's parents, and it was not thought to be connected to him going missing. So, but it's not had the same, again, it's not had the same hysteria. So what is the difference, I wonder? Is it the mysterious circumstances? I mean, Jay, he did disappear in mysterious circumstances. And I think, you know, the biggest thing that people couldn't understand is why did he go from the holiday resort where he was staying up into the mountains? That'll be a question that will endure. And maybe only Jay knew the answer to that. Or maybe other people, you know, maybe there was more reason to it. But that will always be a mystery, won't it, as to why he actually left the safety of where he was. Or was he just so out of it, he didn't realise how far he was going? You know, I think he probably, personally, I think that's exactly it. He just thought, oh, you know, just do things, don't you? You can't, God, the things I've done when I've been out drinking, I've taken lifts home from people I didn't even know. I've, you know, been standing at a bus stop and somebody's asked me if I want a lift home, and I've got in my car and gone home with him. I could have been murdered, you know, and they would have been saying the next day, you know, disappeared from a nightclub, because I'll have come out of the nightclub, just decided I'm going to go home. I'm waiting in the completely wrong place for the bus. Some guy, an older guy, I was only about 19, comes and offers me a lift home. I get in the car because he says, oh, there's no bus coming. But when I think about it now, I can't believe I got in his car. But I did, got in his car. And he was a foreign guy as well. He was, I don't know, Iranian or something like that. And he was older than me. He was about 30. I got in his car. He drove me home. He dropped me off. I said, thanks very much. And that was it. But how lucky was I? How lucky was I? And this is what young people do. They take chances. They go off with older people. Because the other thing I think we have to remember, like when we get older, we've got a bit of wisdom, haven't we? We think, well, why did he go off with someone who's 30? You know, but when you're 19, you don't think about people like that. You're so trusting of everybody. You know, that you do. You know, it's like if you start going out with a 30-year-old, if you're 19, if you took them home to meet your mum and dad, they'd probably be like, what you're talking about is a lot older than you. Unless you're Princess Diana, of course, that was okay, because she just had to have babies for Prince Charles. But, you know, it's like, but when you're 19-year-olds, they just accept everybody. You know, they don't think in that same way. And I'm always reminded of, you know, Michael Gove, when he went to that rave and all them young lads were dancing with him and everything, and he's going, oh, I love dancing and that, and they would just accept that this really old guy, this politician, wanted to have a rave with them. They wouldn't, you know, they don't judge. Judgment comes later with sort of, you know, maybe you could call it cynicism or wisdom. It's one or the other, but judgment comes later. So Jay just might not have thought anything. Oh, I'm going off with these guys. I've met them a few times. They're good fun. You know, he's probably not even thought any further than that. So Jay Slater had been on holiday with Lucy Law when he went missing in Tenerife, and she was one of the last people to speak to him. She's paid tribute to the most smiley person in the room. Well, I think we can see from those videos, he was very smiley. You know, he looked like he was just good fun. He would, you know, he's just a typical 19-year-old. So, honestly lost for words, she wrote on Instagram hours after the news that a body that does look like that to be of Jay Slater was found close to the last known location of the teenager's phone. Now, it's important, of course, say he has not been formally identified yet, but for the police would not have said to, you know, release publicly that they thought it was Jay unless they were pretty certain it was Jay. And they'll know from his clothes, from his possessions, you know, it's just a question of formal identification now, really, isn't it? And let's have a look at this video. I don't know what this video is. Oh, can't make it bigger. Every time I look, you just look at that, how can people say, oh, why didn't they find him before? They couldn't find Michael Mosley for 5 days and he was right next to a cafeteria. How did people think they were going to find Jay quickly? Or why can't they understand why he wasn't found quickly? It's beyond me, I'm afraid.
Vino volando y atrás. Y coger esa nota. Porque ya ustedes estuvieron ayer. Sí.
It just goes to show it, the Spanish police. Like, you feel like they're not doing anything, but they're always doing something.
Es sin salida, ¿sabes? Vuelvo otra vez.
They're always doing something. I just hope they find Anna Knežević soon. And I hope in Australia they find Samantha Murphy soon. They're two that we're waiting for, aren't they? Aren't we? So, yeah, remember, Monday the 17th of June. Is today the 17th? No, today's the 16th. So it's been almost a month exactly. And remember, he phoned her. He was panicked. Either he phoned her or she phoned him. And he said he was lost. He needed water and his phone was on 1% battery. So, you know, unless you don't believe Lucy, obviously he was out there on his own. And it's not foul play. I don't think there's any evidence to say it's foul play whatsoever, except for why did he go to the Airbnb. But the thing is, oh, look at it. So she said, always the happiest and most smiley person in the room. You was one of a kind, Jay, and you'll be missed more than you know, Miss Law wrote. I'm sure you'll have your dancing shoes polished and ready waiting for us all. Well, you could see that he liked dancing, couldn't you? You could see that. Oh, this is that montage that we've just looked at. Oh, him and Brad. Yeah. Oh. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading that. And so she shared photos of them together, videos of them dancing at a festival, and a screenshot of a Snapchat exchange in which she says, much love, and he replies, love you long time. And she repeated that sentiment in the caption, closing it, we all love you, buddy, fly high. So sweet. Right. Yeah, well, we know that rescue works. So we know the story, I think. So let's have a look at the GoFundMe. So what effect has it had on the GoFundMe? So it's gone up. There's been a flurry of donations. It's gone up since we last looked at it. It's on 56,607. I don't know if they've had to still pay those searchers that they brought out from Holland. I presume they have, because those searchers from the Netherlands, they had already arrived on Tenerife. So they will have had to have been paid, I would imagine. Now, I don't think there's any much. No, she's probably absolutely gutted. She hasn't updated since Jay's body has been found. But so very sad, isn't it? But I'm sure she will update. But good job, she's got that money. So she'll have had to have paid those searchers that came from the Netherlands and have had to have been paid because they actually made their way there. She's now got to transport her son's body or ashes, or I don't know how she's going to do it. She's looking at average of 5,000 euros, maybe more, 7,000, to take his body back. If she takes his body back, she's got a funeral to face, or they've got a funeral to face, so good job they've got that money as far as I'm concerned. And I didn't donate to it. I wouldn't dream of telling them what to do with it, but I'm glad that they've got it now, to be honest. I'm really glad that they've got it, much as I don't agree with GoFundMe, because it always causes problems. That's all. People have treated this GoFundMe as if it was their GoFundMe, as if it was their, even people who haven't even donated, talking about it, but they haven't donated, so what's it got to do with them? And it's a GoFundMe for Deborah and the family. What's it got to do with anybody else? Nothing. You can't tell people what to spend the money on. You can't tell people what to do with money that's been collected for them. You know, you just can't. So as long as they're honest, like, you know, it's not as if she was there saying, oh, this GoFundMe for blah, de, blah, de, blah, and it wasn't true. You know, she's got those searches out. So anyway, that's the GoFundMe. Right now, I want to have a look at our friend Paul Arnott. I know a lot of you don't like him, but I've got quite fond of him, I think, as time's gone on. I've quite enjoyed his videos. And as you know, in the beginning, he was sending he was doing the videos, wasn't he, from the scene, which gave us the first idea, if you like, that we had. Hang on, I've got to find him. There he is. He gave us the first indications, didn't he, really, of what the terrain was like. And the thing about Paul is he's not a mountain expert. Of course he isn't. When he went there at first, you remember he was saying he'd need ropes to go. That's probably where Jay was, in that area where he was saying, hey, guys, I'm going to need ropes, guys. I don't know where I can rent ropes from. And do you remember I looked up those places where he could rent ropes in Tenerife? If he could rent mountaineering equipment, because he didn't take his mountaineering equipment with him, because he probably hasn't got any, to be honest, because he's not a proper mountaineer, is he? And he just never answered. He just blanked it. He never got any ropes, did he? So I think there's no way he could have got down those ravines and things, even with ropes. You could see the mountain rescue, they're experienced in it, and they were having problems. And he thought he was going to do that on his own. Well, obviously he couldn't do that on his own. But anyway, let's have a look at his latest videos. Now, I think this is last day in Masca. This is before Jay was found.
O'clock in the morning, and it is official. It's my last day in Masca for about a week. I had all my alarms going off this morning. However, I don't know what's happened. I think like my phone's updated. I mean, I had Pedro banging on the door at like 9:45 this morning.
Poor Pedro. He's been the bane of Pedro's life, hasn't he? You know, so that he had all his alarms set, but he didn't get up. So he's had Pedro banging on the door. But Pedro's just up to here with him, bless him.
He wanted me out by 10, but he was banging on the door. I was like, oh no, Pedro. So anyway, I'm out of there. I've come out. There's quite a few people about. My plan for today is I don't really know what's going on. I'm going to now catch a bus into Santiago del Tidi. From there, I'm either going to go into another town or I'm going to hang about there for about 4 or 5 hours. Because I can't actually get into my next place until 4 o'clock. And I also need them to send me my details, like to actually get into the room, because I haven't been sent anything like that.
I mean, he is funny, isn't he? So he's a bus saga again now. So remember, we've had the empty bus, we've had the packed bus, we've had the argument outside the bus. Now he's getting on another bus. He's like, I bet Pedro is just... Pedro's going to have a celebration when Paul's gone. Pedro will be getting the champagne out. He's like, finally, he's got rid of him. He's had to worry about him, where he's had to call the police because he didn't come back. It's like Pedro's just so happy he's gone.
Also, I don't know how it's happened because I travel so light. I always travel with just a backpack and one rucksack. I've ended up with another bag, which is super annoying, but it's just from where I've got...
It's super annoying, guys. He doesn't know how it's happened. He doesn't know how it's happened. He's bought it, obviously. What does it mean he doesn't know how it's happened? It just was like magic, guys. It was magic. It's complete madness, guys. Just complete madness. It's... Oi, 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 oi. Hey, that's my dog trying to get out from under the blind. Complete madness. He doesn't know where this extra bags appeared from. He doesn't know. Somebody's just come in his room at night and gave him an extra bag. He doesn't know where it's come from. God, he is funny.
Like an extra pair of trainers. And then some toiletries, like my toothbrush. But mainly just like my boots and GoPro stuff and chargers, electrical stuff. But that's the plan for today. So today I'm not really going to be active or searching. So guys, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
So he's not. So this was the day that Jay was found. No, honestly, I have enjoyed his videos, and yeah, well, I think his heart's in the right place. I really do, but I will miss his videos. So let's see this one.
And Google has said that all the buses are coming. However, there hasn't been a single bus.
So welcome to Spain. This is why my son won't get on a bus in Spain. Honestly, this is why I knew straight away. I understood why Jay wouldn't wait for the bus. Lads don't wait for buses. My son, honest to God, is terrible. He lived in the UK for a while. You did get on a bus there because, of course, they're every 5 minutes, aren't they, or whatever. You know, when I go back to the UK now, I've been seeing a bus coming and started running for it. And my friend says, "What you running for it for? There'll be another one in 10 minutes." They're like, "You're not in Spain, there isn't. Not unless you live in Madrid, of course, or somewhere like that." But so Paul's learned a few things about Spain while he's been in Tenerife. One, the buses don't turn up, even though there's an app. You go on your phone, there's an app. It's supposed to tell you exactly where the bus is, what time it's going to get to you. But I'm sure it works in Madrid or whatever, I don't know. But in villages, etc., buses very often don't turn up, or they turn up but they're not on time. So if it says the bus is going to be at 20 past, don't expect it at 20 past. You'd be lucky if it gets there at 22. So, you know, they just don't turn up when they're supposed to turn up. And it's really weird because Spanish people seem to have this sort of osmosis way of knowing that. Because when I've waited for a bus in my little village, and say it says the bus is going to come at 20 past, so you're there, you get there at 10 past, don't you? Because you don't want to miss the bus because there's not another one for 3 hours. So you get there 10 minutes early just in case. 10 minutes go by, it's 20 past, no sign of the bus. Nobody else at the bus stop either. So you start thinking, oh, have I got the right time? You know, you're checking on your app or you're checking on the bus timetable. And then literally the bus swings around the corner after half past. It's never, it's always at least 10 minutes late. As the bus swings around the corner, all these Spanish people appear out of nowhere and go and stand in front of you at the bus stop. It's honest to God, it's really weird. It's like surreal. And you have to like fight your way to the front. And I was like, excuse me, I was here first. But they were probably there. I don't know where they were because you don't know where they are. They're probably in the cafe over the road. I'm in a cafe or a coffee, or they just appear out of nowhere and all pile onto this bus. It's really weird. It's really weird, guys. It's complete madness.
I've got ages to wait now. There's a few people who are coming about. I've just had a really nice chat with a lad who is studying English. So he's from Masca. He's 19 years old. He's studying English at university. And we've just had a massive chat. Really, really pleasant lad. He's got really, really good English communicating skills. But he was just telling me lots and lots of history about Masca, his opinions on the case, how kind of locals are thinking. And he was saying that this story is a little bit morbid, I must say, guys. But lots of people actually come here if they don't want to continue with life anymore. And there was a woman and her husband who had a big argument. And the woman came up here and she jumped off the top. And
now it's interesting that he says that because there's quite a few areas in Spain, these mountainous areas on mainland Spain as well. There was a very famous, a couple of years ago, a famous sportswoman, a Spanish Olympian. She deleted herself in a very similar area, but more in the center of Spain. So yeah, these are places that people think of, you know, to go and delete themselves. I'm not saying Jay did that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute. I think Jay just had an accident. But that's how dangerous they are. You know, they're places that people think of as places to successfully delete themselves.
The police obviously investigated it and everything. There was a letter that was right at the end. But it's quite a crazy place. There aren't really that many accidents here. But people do come to stop continuing life, if I can put it like that. And what the lad was saying, unless you're actually in the mountains, unless you're born out here, you just don't come out climbing. You just don't do it. Like all the mountain rescue people, this terrain out here is a lot different to what we have in the UK. This is a lot more volcanic. It's a lot more softer rock, and people just don't.
No offence, Paul, but have you only just realised that? I mean, that was it. When you talk about the Scottish Mountain Rescue and things like that, I'm sorry, but it's nothing like the Scottish terrain. You know, probably in the Spanish police, they'd probably be struggling in the Scottish mountains and that. It's all different. It's like going over to Australia and trying to search the bush if you're not Australian and you don't know the area. All these areas are different. And of course, the Spanish Mountain Rescue are experts in Spanish mountains.
Time here is so dodgy, guys. But just a quick update. I've got about 40 minutes and my bus should be here.
Oh, it won't go. It won't
go from there, but the tourists are arriving in Masco. Tourists are arriving.
Yes, and that's the other thing. So, of course, it's the holiday season. Where are we now? We're in the middle of July. Believe me, from the 1st of August, I mean, it'll be busy enough as it is in July, but from the 1st of August, that place will be packed with Spanish tourists, not only British tourists or any other country. Because don't forget, it's not only British people go to Tenerife or go to Spanish islands. The whole of Europe wants to go to Spain because they know they're going to get the good weather. There's everything you want in Spain. You can go skiing, well, not this time of year, but in the places where you can go skiing, like the Sierra Nevada, in the summer, that's when they're used as hiking places. The Sierra Nevada is not as dangerous as this terrain, I don't think. Then there's the Spanish side of the Alps. You can go to Spain for beaches. You can go to Spain for anything, really, Spain. That's why Spanish people don't travel much, because they have a climate. Their climate, it's a big country, Spain. It's a huge country. And they've got all diverse, different parts of Spain have got different climates. If you want a colder climate, you go to the north of Spain, Galicia. That's more like the UK. Rains all the time. So if you like rain, that's where you should go. But that's what will be happening now. There'll be loads. I'm so glad that they have found Jay. I'm not glad that he's dead, obviously. I'm glad that they've found him now for this holiday season as well. Kicks in, as well as to put his parents and his friends out of their misery. Just to, it just gets more and more complicated the more people there are around, doesn't it? Okay, let's have a look at his next one. So these were all done before he knew that Jay had been found. Right, now he's on the bus. I love the ones of him on the bus. Oh, the bus has come then, at least.
There was just a massive argument outside as well, guys, because loads of people are waiting. These buses are absolutely tiny. There's a group out here who have been waiting. I think they were trying to push in front, say, here we are. We finally made it onto the bus. I'm now going to Santiago del Tidi. I've got to, basically, I'm meeting a restaurant owner down there who's giving me a lift and helping me out with a few issues that I've had. So yeah, and he's got to open his restaurant at 1 o'clock, which is in 10 minutes. So I don't know what's going to happen.
You know, it's hilarious, isn't it? So he's arranged to meet this restaurant owner who's got to open his restaurant in 10 minutes. He's on the bus. He's not even got there yet. Honestly, could make a sitcom, this guy.
Today, but maddest thing, had a huge argument, guys. There was a couple who were like pushing each other, and I almost jumped in to stop it, but it was in French, so not very ideal. But this is the busiest that I've seen the bus before. I've never seen the bus this busy.
Do you know who he reminds me? It's like Carl Pilkington, isn't it? You know, like An Englishman Abroad or whatever it's called. He's like Carl Pilkington going around all these places. He's causing havoc and, just reporting on it. Like, it's hilarious. Ricky Gervais could have written this.
Absolutely crazy. Anyway, leaving Masca. I'll be back in Masca tomorrow. And then, the search continues. Big love. Okay, I have just got onto the bus and
There you
it's
go. So
absolutely
he got on the bus and then he goes to meet the guy who's going to help him out with a few things. So this is his new Pedro. So Pedro's had enough and thrown him out. So he's got a new Pedro he's meeting now. It's this guy. Sorry. Just honestly, it's hilarious. This guy looks pissed off just from the back. Let's have a look. Because he's late, probably. He's arrived late.
big update right now. A body has been found in the area where Jay has gone missing from, guys. So we're going to see what happens. This is official news as well. I'm just with my friends now.
His friend. He don't look like his friend. But into ironic as well. So there's Paul. He's been, how long has he been in Masca? 2 weeks or something, 3 weeks. And the minute he gets on the bus and goes somewhere else, they find Jay. They find Jay. So he's not there. He can't go. He'd have to get the bus back to go to the scene, wouldn't he? So he's like, oh dear me. He's just as he's left Masca, they found Jay. Maybe they were waiting for him to go. I don't know.
To sort out, I'm moving down into this area. You know what? In a way, I don't want Jay to be found and him to be alive somewhere. However, if this is Jay, this is going to be the most amazing closure for the family. And, you know, I just want to see Debbie get that closure. That's all I want. You have no idea what that poor woman's going through. Actually speaking to her personally, it's absolutely crazy. But I just can't believe it, guys. I really, really can't believe it. Anyway, I'm going to sort a few bits out.
Is it just me, but the other guy seems a bit peed off, doesn't he? Because he's probably been waiting for him. Probably don't want to be on camera. Yeah, this is like Carl Pilkington in Masca. But, you know, his heart's in the right place. So I don't want to come over too negative about him. He's kept me entertained in difficult circumstances. And I think he's been very nice with the family, with Debbie, etc. So I don't want you to think I'm criticizing him too much. He's just I'm just perhaps being a bit too irreverent. But yeah, I don't know who this guy is. I bet this guy's called Juan, because he's out. Pedro was the other guy. You know, this guy would be called Juan or some other typical Spanish name, I bet.
And I'll catch up with you guys soon. But fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. This might be the news that we're all looking for. We'll see what happens. Oh. So, guys.
So it's a bit like Peter Folding, isn't it? As soon as Peter Folding left, and Nicola Bulley turned up. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? It's complete madness, isn't it, guys? But this new guy didn't look very happy, did he? Look, he looks really pissed off. Anyway, and then his next post, Jay Slater, Forever 19. Bless. I do think Paul's heart's in the right place. I really do. You know, I don't think he's a bad person. Okay, where are we going next? So, Jay's been found. That's the sort of, I don't want to say the good news, because of course it's not exactly good news, is it? But it's good news, you know, that he's been found, of course. So apparently they had to recover him by helicopter. His body was found at 10 a.m. on Monday, the 15th of June. And he was around 20 minutes walk away from where he made the location pin drop. So about 50 minutes away from the Airbnb, apparently. Yeah. Oh, hang on. So apparently there has been a statement issued. Let's have a look. By his family. Let's have a look. So according to the Daily Mail, let's have a look. Now, you know, you have to take the Daily Mail with a bit of a pinch of salt. But Jay Slater's family are absolutely broken after the discovery of a body in the mountainous area suggests he was killed instantly after falling from a height. As the Civil Guard, or the Guardia Civil, call them their real name, the Guardia Civil revealed they continued a discreet search away from curious onlookers. So, Jay Slater's absolutely broken family believes he was killed instantly after falling from height. So that's the hypothesis at the moment, but we have to wait for the results, don't we? We have to wait for the results, of course. Formal identification is yet to take place, but officers say everything is pointing to it being the missing teen. It looks as if he fell from a height, so he would most likely have been killed instantly. God, I hope so. I hope he was killed. Hope he was killed instantly, because I think one nightmare that will be keeping his family up at night, which was keeping me up last night, is thinking of him lying there, hearing people around him, maybe even searching for him, not being able to call for help, you know, just awful, lying there being scared. So, I mean, it's, you know, it was a terrifying experience for him. As we know from his call to Lucy Law, he said he was terrified, didn't he? Or that he was worried anyway. So it won't, you know, it will have been a terrifying experience, but I just hope he wasn't lay there for a length of time. I think he probably died quite soon after he left, that same morning, probably. You know, because the thing is, I was thinking, it was daytime, wasn't it? So why was he not found? Or couldn't he, you know, there will have been people walking about. So to me, it was obvious that he must have fallen down somewhere, because otherwise he would have been able to shout to people. So there'll be, there'll be a post-mortem in Tenerife and probably one in the UK. What does that mean? Does that mean it's going to be James Aidley who does the one in the UK? Because that's Lancashire. They're in Lancashire, aren't they? And James Aidley is the coroner for Lancashire. Who's the coroner for Oswald Twistle? Let's have a look. Never even occurred to me that the coroner in Lancashire would make, oh God. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's going to be Aidley. If he has dear me. So if he has to have a post-mortem in the UK, it's going to be James Aidley, I think. Hopefully he won't have to have one in the UK. I don't know. Why would they do post-mortem in the UK? I suppose because he's a British citizen. It says repatriation should be within a week or so. It's all time dependent. Gosh. Oh dear. What that woman has been through and what she's yet to face is terrible, isn't it? Okay. I expect they'll give an update soon on the GoFundMe. But, yeah. Okay, now I want to have a look at this other case. Let me just come. I hope you're all okay in chat. I haven't been into chat for a while. I hope you're all okay. You're behaving yourself. I'm sure you are. What? it's not just looking there what Heather said, it's not a fresh search for Jay Slater, as that sound like as if they were. It's a fresh search of the area, because yeah, they'll be searching the area, won't they, to find out how he got there. Let's have a look at this video.
After almost a month, the search for Jay Slater is now at an end. This is the part of northwest Tenerife where the search teams have been coordinating their efforts. You can see just how rugged the landscape is, how inaccessible it is. And the Guardia Civil released video of some of the mountain rescue teams who made the discovery of human remains. And you can see just how thick the vegetation is in that and how difficult it is to find anything. They did discover alongside those remains Jay Slater's clothes and possessions, and that is why they are so certain that it is him. It is a case that still has many unanswered questions. There will be a post-mortem carried out to try and establish the cause of death, but the online commentary and...
Sorry, I just want to say, yeah, that's something that was, people have been, we haven't had official confirmation yet. So again, I'm not sure exactly, but he was saying that the clothes had been found beside Jay Slater. So as if he'd taken his clothes off. And now I don't know if you know, but it could be either with hypothermia. You often take your clothes off, don't you? Because they get people who have hypothermia, because remember, it's very cold on the mountain at night time. And people with hypothermia quite often take off their clothes because they feel like they're hot, even though actually they're freezing cold. Another thing that could have happened, because if animals had disturbed his body, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be graphic, but it could have been, because I don't know what state his body was found in. Was it intact? Were the bones scattered? We don't know. We don't know any of those details. Now, if he's, this is going to cause more conspiracy theories, because people will be saying, oh, why didn't he have his clothes on? I don't know is the answer to that. No idea. But to be honest, I don't even know yet. It hasn't been confirmed that he didn't have his clothes on. So we'll see.
Cause of death. But the online commentary and conspiracy theorists and online trolls that have attached themselves to this case and speculated so wildly over the course of the last month have caused great distress to Jay Slater's family. They say that that has made a really difficult situation far, far worse.
Yeah. So they're researching the area by the sound of it, which of course they'll be looking for any evidence whatsoever. There might be something that he's supposed to have with him that they've not found yet. Did they say that they'd found his phone? I don't know if they've found his phone. So they're continuing their work to ensure that nothing is missed. So I don't want people thinking they're looking, continuing. They're not looking for Jay Slater. They've found Jay Slater. They're scouring the area to make sure nothing is missed. So that's thick undergrowth, isn't it? So yeah, there's more to come out in this case, definitely. So one local told Sky News it's exceptionally difficult to safely navigate down the valley on foot. And another resident said it's sad. The spot where they found him shows he had gone a long way into the ravine. It's hard to understand how he got there. Well, he'll have just kept going down, because that he could see where the sea was and the beach. It's down. You go down to the sea. So he will have just kept going down. When he realized he was lost and he couldn't get back to where he'd started from, he would have just kept going down, hoping he would get there, but not realizing what danger he was walking into, I think. Gosh. So on Monday, LBT Global, which is a British overseas missing persons charity who have been working with Jay's family, said the body found does look to be that of Jay Slater, but formal identification is yet to be carried out. Let's have a look at them, actually. LBT Global. Oh, hang on. Helps if you look up the right, spell it right. Let's have a look at them, LBT Global, because I hadn't heard of these before. And this is interesting and could be, I hope you never need to use them. And I hope I never need to use them. But overseas crisis support, I didn't know about this, these people. So they're providing families with information, liaison, advice and support throughout a missing persons case overseas. Remains a core part of our operations. Every year we reunite many families with the loved one they feared they may never see again. The skills, knowledge and contacts we have gained in years of providing this support, along with a mutually respected relationship with the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, have enabled us to expand our remit, and we're now able to help victims of any type of serious crime. So, where's the current missing? Inquiry. Just go back one. Current missing, let's see. Gosh. It's funny, isn't it, when all these missing people. Oh, gosh. So many missing people. Bloody hell. No, and these will just be a selection. Gosh. Where are these people? Oh, Levi Davis, of course, he is. Remember I did a video about Levi. He was the footballer, wasn't he, who disappeared very mysteriously in Barcelona. Levi Davis. So they're helping Levi's family, which I'm glad about. I'm glad they're getting some help. I've got to go right back down. So I wonder if there's any other British people on there. So they're all different nationalities by the look of it. Gosh, so many missing people. Oh, this is that Benjamin Garland. Yeah, I did a video about him as well. He disappeared and I think he was swept away off on his motorbike. They think he was swept away, and he was the one, wasn't he, that when they were looking for him, they found 20 other bodies, but not his. That's just stuck with me completely, How many missing people, and to find 20 bodies looking for this guy, but they didn't find him, unfortunately. Karen Mills, yeah, so many of these I don't even know who they are. So what decides who, who gets the attention and who doesn't? All these other missing people. Gosh. Anyway, maybe one day I'll have a look at those, God, there's so many things to talk about. You just haven't got enough hours in the day. Because what I do want to look at now is another missing case. Now, this has taken a little. I did a video about Jack. I've mentioned him in a couple of videos actually, but he needs another video doing about him. And this was an update, but it was in May, the last time there was an update. So this is Jack O'Sullivan, and he's disappeared. Very similar circumstances to Riley Strain or to Jay. It's very similar circumstance. He was out. He was on a night out with his friends, and then he decided to walk home. Where is he? He's been searched for a long time. So it says here, so this is Jack. This story has been updated. We previously shared a video to identify a dog walker seen in the Cumberland Basin Swingbridge area of Bristol on Saturday, 2nd of March, when Jack went missing. The individual has contacted officers today on the 21st of May, but unfortunately she did not witness anything of note. More than 1,000 taxi drivers have been contacted by officers continuing to investigate the disappearance of 23-year-old Jack O'Sullivan in Bristol. It's hoped taxi drivers using the Cumberland Basin network in the early hours of Saturday, 2nd of March, around the time that Jack was first seen, may have dash cam or eyewitness information. So another young lad, 23 years old. It's got to be somewhere. You know, we always say that people don't disappear into thin air. That's what everybody says, isn't it? And it's true, they don't. They don't. He's not been energized, beamed up, taken by a UFO. He is somewhere. And although, because it's been a length of time, if he's no longer with us, I mean, there's hope, I suppose, that he is still alive. But if he is no longer with us, it's his clothes that will identify him, isn't it? You know, if there's not much left of Jack, if the worst has happened to him. Has he come to foul play? Or is he, again, could he be somewhere that, you know, just literally just has been missed? You know, sometimes people are found months, even years later. So it's hoped that taxi drivers using the Cumberland Basin network in the early hours of Saturday, the 2nd of March, so March, April, May, June, July. So we're looking at 4 months he's been missing. So it's hoped that they may have dash cam or eyewitness information, which can help us determine what happened to him. Officers are also proactively contacting a number of registered keepers of vehicles using the same road system during a set time frame. So he was last seen in the Hotwells area of Bristol on Saturday the 2nd of March as he began making his way home from a night out with friends. And his last confirmed sighting is at 3:13 a.m. He walks onto the grass area at the junction of Brunel Lockway and Brunel Way, Bristol. 2 further sightings are likely to be Jack on the Plimsoll Bridge at around 3:25, heading back in the direction of Bristol city centre, and on the Bennett Way Slip Road. Bennett Way Slip Road on the northern side of the river at around 3:38. So he's another one. He was out with his friends. He decided to go home for whatever reason, set off walking, and he's been caught on CCTV up to a certain point, and then nothing, nada. Now, there is water, of course. You've got the River Avon, you've got the Cumberland Basin. Yeah, you know, maybe he's gone into the water. Who knows? Who knows? Bless him. And bless his family. So Senior Investigating Officer D.I. Jason Chidgey said, "We hope this renewed focus on drivers or motorists using the road system will yield more potential footage, which can help us provide answers to Jack's family about what happened to him. We know there were a significant number of vehicles in the area during this time, and we've previously appealed for anyone with dashcam footage to come forward." Our thoughts are with the family. That's what they always say. Our thoughts are with the family, but, you know, they must be desperate. So the police said, to date, we've reviewed and re-reviewed more than 100 hours worth of CCTV footage, as well as carrying out extensive land and river searches involving the dog and mounted section, specialist diver teams using sonar technology, the National Police Air Service, and a specialist review team. We've sought and continue to seek independent advice. Jack is white, around 5'10", slim build, short brown hair. Last seen wearing a green-brown quilted Barber jacket, a beige woolen jumper, navy chinos and brown shoes with a white sole. So awfully sad. But, you know, going back to what we were talking about earlier, why is Jack's case not, attracted the same attention as Jay's case or Riley Strain's case or anybody else's case? It's odd, isn't it? Don't you think? Now, sometimes I think it's because, like in Jay's case, there was a lot of, there's been a lot of conjecture and there's a lot of, his phone pings and the conjecture because of his past. I think that's had a lot to do with how it is with Jay. And also, of course, with Riley Strain, there was a lot of CCTV and there's very little CCTV with Jack that has come out. And, you know, if CCTV maybe came out of him enjoying himself at the party, or, you know, nobody's gone on there and said, oh, his friends must have murdered him or plotted to kill him like they did with Jay. So why is that, I wonder? Just wonder why that is. You know, what makes the difference between one or another? Now, someone who I do think has made a big difference in Jay's case is Mark Williams Thomas. Let's have a look what he's got to say on Instagram. So he's made a meal of this, hasn't he? He's made it, he's gone over there, made his comments, etc. Let's see what he's had to say lately. So his announcement of Jay being found was just the statement from LBT Global. Now notice, this is not a statement that the family have issued through Mark Williams Thomas. For somehow Mark Williams Thomas has received a press release because he makes out he is press, doesn't he? He's not. He's a YouTuber. Mark Williams Thomas is a social media YouTuber, Instagrammer. He's not any more than anybody else is. He just puts out that he is. So that was how he announced it. Oh, look, I have now seen video of the search team of the location where Jay Slater was found. And it's difficult for people to perhaps understand how dangerous it is. Like, it makes it out as if he's the only person that's seen it. We've all seen it. It's on the news. A wrong foot placed or a slip would most likely be fatal. Hence why so difficult to search that area. Why does he puts on, do you know, like, he puts on like he's got this prime knowledge. I have now seen video of the search term. He's watched BBC like I did. You know, he hasn't got any privileged knowledge of anything. And in fact, he's the one that stirred up a lot of the conspiracy theories. You know what? I don't know how you sleep at night, what you've done to families over the years. You know, you are just reckless and horrible in the way you disregard families just for the sake of your own self-promotion. Oh, look, again, we've just watched this. This is the area where the body of who the police think is Jay was recovered this morning. This is not him being recovered. This is video officially released by the Guardia Civil. You know, we've just watched that video. It's available to everybody, Mark. It's not just available to you. Stop trying to make out there it is. God, I can't bear him. Joe, it's bad enough to all the things he's been saying, but he's sort of like, don't forget, he's putting that on. That is not Jay being recovered, but you'll put it on like that, you know, make it look like that. Oh dear, awful man. Anyway, let's get him off. I can't bear him. So that's where we are. So it hasn't been, you know, formally Oh my God, I'm going to have to wash. I think I'm going to have to give in and wash my hair sooner or later. I just put it off till the last, as far as I can. That's what we know so far. So it's not, poor Jay's not been officially identified, but there's no way that the Guardian would have said that it might be him or they think it's him if they weren't 100% certain. Sorry, Claire, you're making me laugh. Yeah, because so don't forget, if you want an investigation doing, don't get Mark Williams Thomas to do it. But if you want chewing gum removed from your carpet, he is the man to talk to. The chewing gum man. He's the chewing gum man. Yeah. Chewing gum, can't get rid of it, call Mark Williams Thomas. If you want a private investigator, he's not the person. Oh, dear me. Exactly. There's nothing that Mark Williams Thomas told us that we didn't know already. And in fact, a lot of the things that he did say, they were encouraging conspiracy theories. Nobody has any proof that Jay was involved in any drug thing, any organised crime, and making him out to be, him and his friends out to be some sort of criminal masterminds. You know, there is no proof that he was anything to do with drugs. Now, when the police now have found his rucksack, I presume, they'll know if they found drugs in there. Maybe he did go back to that Airbnb to get some drugs or whatever. I still think he might have gone back because they were going back the next day. They were going, the couple, the guys that he went back to the B&B with, they were going home the next day. And, you know, I think it's quite likely they might have said, look, we've got some, I don't know, some marijuana left, or we've got some E's left, or, you know, listen to me, I haven't got a clue about drugs, but they might have had some left. They're not going to want to take him through the airport. So they might have said to him, oh, if you come back, you can have him. You can have him. You're here for another week. You have him. I think that's quite a possible theory, but I don't think there's any proof that he was involved in any big drug thing, you know, any more than just young lads at a festival taking substances like they do. You know, that's just the way it is, isn't it? Doesn't make them a criminal mastermind. But he insinuated that, yeah, all these links to organised crime that he talked about. But he said, but he's not saying that it's anything to do with organised crime. No. Don't go spreading conspiracy theories, idiot. Yeah. Yes, chewing gum, he's your man, but private investigator, no. Maybe when he was in Tenerife, maybe he went round some of the discos and things and cleaned some of their carpets of chewing gum. Maybe that's the real reason he was there. Maybe it was nothing to do with Jay Slater. Oh, dear me. Get the chewing gum up. God. I hope I never see an interview where he's actually chewing gum, because I'm going to look for one. I'm going to look for some pictures of him chewing gum, I think. And then, oh dear, I bet he hates me. I'm sure he has seen, so if he hasn't seen any of my videos, I'm sure his little acolytes have and that. And I expect he hates me, but you know what? I don't care. So I really, really don't care. You know, maybe he should have a few more professional ethics, and then I would have respect for him. Okay, so that's it for now. Now, for those of you that are members in the Carry On Chatting, we've got the members live tonight at 8. Still haven't. I've got so many things. You know, I put a poll up asking what people wanted me to talk about. And it's like about, you know, how everybody, you know, it's complete. I don't think there's any, let's just have a quick look at it, actually, see if it's changed. But the last time I looked, it was 20% of people wanted the different things. You know, there was no sort of, Oh, here. Yeah, this new case, this escaped convict, Joshua Zinnerman. I'll tell you something, it's a really, really interesting case because he's been on the run for ages. It's an American case, but I've been wanting to look at it for a while, but of course, because it's all been about Jay, hasn't it? Of course, because the Jay Slater case, you know, has taken over a lot in the last 4 weeks. So I think I might do the Joshua Zimmerman case and we'll have a look at that. Now, if you're Let's Chat, you can't join in the live, unfortunately. Unless you upgrade, of course. Please upgrade. Think about upgrading if you can. I know it's difficult times. But the aim of doing the 2 different levels is not only have an area that we can relax even more. I mean, the Let's Chat is great, but I know 100% there's a couple of Trojan horses in there. So it's still not, I don't mean they can't show themselves during the members' lives on a Thursday, but I know they're there, let's say. Whereas I think because the Carry On Chatting is a little bit, it's still only £4.99 a month. So if you upgrade, it's literally another £3, euros, whatever a month. And I understand it's hard, don't get me wrong, but I just want you to understand the principle of it, the reason for it. So it's like really, you know, it literally is just chatting with mates. And of course, you get an extra live stream. And the purpose of it as well is, you know, really I'm trying to make this channel work. And all of you are helping me. You know, just by watching and subscribing is a way of helping me. So I'm not denigrating that. But the more I can make it work, you know, as a business, as opposed to just, because at the moment it's a hobby, but it's a hobby, if you like, that I spend about 40 hours a week on. I don't know how I fit in the Spanish classes, really. But I enjoy it. So it's like, you know, it's lovely to have 2 jobs that I enjoy, because I enjoy teaching Spanish as well. But, you know, yeah, in order to sort of free me up to have more time that I don't have to rely on the Spanish classes so much, I can rely on the income from YouTube. That's another reason behind it. And I'm just being honest in saying that. You know, I want to make it work as a business, not just a hobby. And, you know, it's hard on YouTube. People think YouTubers earn a fortune, but you don't. Anybody wants to know what a YouTuber earns, they can go onto Social Blade and check out any YouTuber on there, and it'll give you an idea, I think, of what they earn every month. And including me, I'll be on there. Any YouTube channel is on there. Go on Social Blade, have a look, see what people earn a month, or average of what people earn a month. It's not a fortune, not unless you're like, you know, a mega YouTuber. You know, I've got a little bit of a way to go before I get there. But it's good, you know, it's my channel is growing in that horrible word way, exponentially. I hate that word, actually. It is growing, you know, it's growing in a measured way. And I like that, because sometimes, you know, I've noticed that channels that can, you know, get a load of new subscribers and then they become like ghost channels, because when that particular story ends, maybe that they've been reporting on, and so of course they stop reporting on it because there's no more news to report on it. Like, so it was a hard crossover from Nicola Bulley, because Nicola Bulley, of course, was such a big case, and, you know, so trying to sustain people's interest in your channel isn't easy. You know, once big stories fade, but you always get your core supporters that stay with you, and that's, thank you so much. You know, I'm grateful always to new subscribers, but I'm especially grateful to people who've been subscribed, you know, from early on. So there you go. So I'm off. Yeah, it's just one amount, Kelly, and it covers both nights. Yeah, if you become a Carry On Chatting member, which is £4.99, it doesn't mean you pay £4.99 and you pay £1.99 on the other one. It's £4.99, it covers both, and it covers both the nights. So no problem, Chumba. I'll always release the videos to the members straight afterwards, But I just, you know, and I appreciate that you can't appreciate anyone who can't do it. But I just hope you appreciate why I'm doing it as well. I don't, it's not to, you know, exclude anyone or do anything. That's the reasons that I've just explained. That's all. Oh. If I could guarantee, Chumba, that it would go to you, I would give you a membership. This is something that I wish YouTube would work on, because this membership gifting, which is great, a lot of people gift memberships, don't they? And it's very generous of them. But the trouble is you cannot pick who it goes to. You should be able to pick your loyal subscribers, your loyal members, etc. You should be able to pick them in and give them a targeted upgrade, or, you know, but unfortunately YouTube don't seem, all the things that YouTube can do, you know, the bloody can do practically walk on water, but they can't make it so that you can pick who you want to upgrade or who you want to give a membership to. Why not? You know, I just don't understand that. For a massive company like YouTube hasn't developed the technology. They've got the technology, they've got enough technology that they can even tell if you say one bad word, you know, if you say a word that you're not supposed to say on YouTube, the bloody bots pick it up and the next minute your video's demonetized and you have to ask for a review. They can do that, but they can't give you, they can't let you dedicate a membership to someone. Just seems odd to me. But anyway, maybe that'll come one day. I hope it does. I hope it does. Because I know for a fact. So Tina, the $1.99 is the lives on a Thursday. So there's a special live every Thursday. So anyone who's paid for the Let's Chat membership, which is only $1.99, I say only, no money's money, but I kept it as low as I could. It's $1.99. That's a special members live on a Thursday. You get to use the members emojis as well then. And then the $4.99 is all the Thursday live, but also the Tuesday live. So yeah, you don't pay an extra $4.99. You're paying an extra $2. So if for people who are paying $1.99, if you upgrade, you don't pay another $4.99. You pay another $2 to go up to $4.99. If that makes sense. Yeah, YouTube can do so much, you know, just like, and then, you know, people fall out with it because they think it's you who's removed their comments. But believe me, I say when I remove comments, I do sometimes, very rarely remove comments. You know, if I get some twonk on saying ridiculous things, the only other thing I would remove a comment for, I don't think there is. It's just somebody being disrespectful or attacking another chatter. But I normally give them a chance first. I normally call them out first and say, look, either take it off or don't do it again. But if they keep doing it, then I do remove their comments. But quite often YouTube, not only they block. Sometimes they don't even remove them. They just block them even going in the first place. So people think they've put a comment and they'll say, where's my comment gone? But I haven't even seen that comment because YouTube have took it off before I've even had a chance to see it. So it does happen. No, Pauline, you can gift memberships on my channel, but any channel, you gift a membership. You can't pick who you gift it to. If I was to gift a membership now, I don't know who it would go to. Might go to you. Anybody who's chatting here now, it could go to. Might go to you. It might go to Unity. It might go to anyone who's not a member. But I couldn't spotlight you. You know, you just can't do that. You gift a membership, you don't know who it's going to go to. Could go to some troll who's sitting watching at home, unfortunately. Don't. literally what you do, like if I look on my, I can't do it on my big computer, but I can do it on this. So if you're on a phone, or if you're watching this on the phone, you go to the bottom of the chat and you see the $sign. Yeah. I think if you press the $sign, what comes up there? Look, membership gifting comes up there. If you go to the bottom and press the $sign, it says membership gifting, and you can gift a member. So you press that, and you can gift one membership, or you can get you can gift as many as you want, and that gives the person that you gift it to a month's membership, and then they decide if they want to carry it on or not. Now, if you God, what was I going to say then? But you can't guarantee who it's going to go to. So you gift that membership. Normally, it goes to somebody, a regular watcher. So it normally works out okay, goes someone who you'd want it to go to. So what, when you press the $, Heather, it doesn't come up. Doesn't come up. Yeah, you've had that problem with the membership, with the upload, didn't you? It must be something to do with an iPhone. I don't know. But yeah, Wendy, she got offended. She thought I'd taken her comment off. I never took a comment off of Wendy's, but she seemed to think I did. So, but there's nothing I can do. So it doesn't come up on yours either, Claire. Yours is an iPhone, isn't it? Yours was an iPhone. Yours is an iPhone, Claire. Oh. I don't know. Do you know, this is what I mean? People think if you're a YouTuber, you know all the things that about YouTube. You don't know. Oh, bless Natalie. Thank you, Natalie. Just out of interest then, Heather, does it, when you press the $sign, so like when you press the $sign, it should come up all the different, like Natalie's just sent a super sticker. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you so much. Now, does that not come up either, Heather, on the iPhone? I don't see. I've never had an iPhone, so I don't know. I've got a Samsung phone. It all, if I go on my own chat, like on the Samsung, all that comes up just the same as it does on my laptop, but it doesn't come up on my big computer. So what I do is when I do a live, I have my big computer on, and I normally have my laptop on just so that I can look and make sure I'm sharing a video and seeing it, what comments people have made. Because when I'm on the actual, this big computer, I can't see I don't know how to see the comments and the video at the same time. Anyway, it's all confusing. But if I go on my Samsung phone, I have got all those things on there. It's something about iPhones. Something about iPhones, I think. A friend of mine gave me an iPhone. I've just given it back. I had it for about 6 weeks. I just couldn't, I made one attempt at sort of trying to get it going in that. And it was just too complicated. Oh, Natalie. Natalie, bless. Listen, thank you so much. Is that a different Natalie, or is that the same Natalie? Oh, it's the same Natalie. Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. So just to show it does work. It does work. But for some reason, people have, if you don't mind me asking, Natalie, do you have an iPhone or are you on a Samsung? I think Samsung is a better phone, don't you? I think the problem with iPhone is it's so, oh, thank you, Natalie. It's kind of, I try to be respectful. That's it. I think the trouble with an iPhone is it's almost too good, isn't it? It works well with anything to do with iPhone. But as soon as you start going off iPhone, Yeah, Natalie's got a Samsung. Yeah. Okay, so I will see those of you tonight who are carry on chatting, but those of you that are Let's Chat, I will release the video afterwards. It's just the live. You know, I'm not trying to stop anyone from watching one of my videos. I appreciate everyone, but I'm just trying to make this into something that I can do. You know, I have to live at the end of the day, so I've definitely what's the word? I don't put as much as into my Spanish classes as I used to, which is not good really, because they are my main bread and butter at the moment. But I'm trying to sort of change that, you know, and not only that, I'm hoping to entertain you all. You know, I hope that I do entertain you and that you do enjoy my content and that it's interesting while being respectful. I mean, for me, the idea is we do true crime. We do a lot of sad things. I get upset very often, as you know. But we do have a laugh as well. But we don't have a laugh at other people's expense. Well, maybe apart from Peter Falding or Mark Williams-Thomas. But we don't ever have a laugh at victims' expenses, you know, or the victims' families' expenses. You know, the laughs that we have are like genuine, just trying to make light of, not make light of serious situations, but just sometimes if you didn't laugh, you really would cry, wouldn't you? You know, you've got to sort of, you know, we have to face life every day. We can't be right down in the dungeon. Yeah, even Chumba's dungeon, we can't be right down in the dumps every day, you know, getting upset. You know, life is for living. Life is for living, and in some ways you owe it to people who can't live their lives anymore. I think you owe it to them to live because they would want to live, wouldn't they? So we can see from Jay, you know, he was a typical young 19-year-old lad. He was heart, life and soul of the party. It's just, I'm just glad. Oh, hey, Heather, it's topless. Also, thank you, Heather. So it's finally worked. I feel I'm not on here begging people for. But it's great. Thank you. I'm not complaining. It's brilliant. Thank you so much. But yeah, you know, we're having a party soon. Oh, that's the other thing that, you know, because we're not at a party for a while. So we're going to have a beach party in August. We're going to have a beach party, and don't tell anyone, it's a secret. But we may even have the Vicky Marie Shay Vicky Marie Chat's Doll's House might even be out again in August, but we'll see. Oh, there she is. Oh, look, Claire's joined. Thank you, Claire. Of course, you were a member, of course, but you had to change your phone, didn't you? And it all went wrong, didn't it? Or was it when you were moving? Oh, and Maria. Yes, Chumba, maybe you should set up a YouTube channel and then people have to join your dungeon and then... you know that, listen, there's worse things out there on YouTube. God, I'm almost frightened to look on YouTube sometimes. There's some very weird things out on YouTube. Well, did Unity Colin win that membership? Oh, that's good. So thank you. It's so nice when someone gives a membership, but it's especially nice when it goes to someone nice. It's so nice. Thank you. So here's a little flurry there. So Heather, that's very generous. Thank you. Very generous. Because, you know, it is nice as well to know that you all enjoy it, because honestly, sometimes, and I know I say it and I'm not whinging, sometimes it is hard going, you know. Like last night, that's why I didn't do a video last night about Jay. I mean, I had done a video earlier in the day about his body being found, hadn't I? But really, I felt like I should have gone on in the evening. But I'm glad I didn't now, because also, I'm not an evening person in a lot of ways. You know, I'm much better and fresher. I'm a daytime person. So, and it's great that you all join me in the day as well. It doesn't matter if it's evening or daytime. And it's a shame for people that are working and that. I know, but they can always watch on replay through. And the daytime seemed to work around about 12 because I've got a lot of Australian viewers, and they, you know, a lot of my Australian viewers are able to join in at that time. So, you know, trying to find a time that's good for everyone is difficult, but I have a lot of members who are Australian. But anyway, tonight's Members Live is at 8 o'clock Spanish time. And we're going to talk about this escaped guy, Zimmerman. It's a very, very strange story, and why they've not found him. How have they not found him yet? But anyway, it's interesting. I'm going to start following that case. Did you gift a membership, Claire, as well? No, Claire, this is your membership. Hang on, let me see. There. Claire became a YouTube member. Was that you who joined, or did somebody gift you that? Yeah, Jim will probably go. Is that what you mean, Claire? Have you joined, or was that your gift? Ah, no. So Maria's gift went to Unity Calling, I think. Let's just check. I can't check on the big computer, unfortunately. I think it went to Unity. Oh, what was that? Oh. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, there's one I missed as well. Tina. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I missed that as well. Tina, 56, thank you. The super sticker, thank you so much. Yeah, sometimes I miss them as they come up. I hate to miss things like that. I like to acknowledge any contribution that people make. So yeah, Unity Calling. Okay, so I'm definitely going now. I keep saying I'm going and then I don't go. So I'll see you later. And don't forget, even if you can't make it, if you can't be in the Carry On Chatting membership, I will release the video afterwards, first of all to the Let's Chat members, and then it will go to public eventually, but I normally edit it a little bit before it goes public. But yeah, because I don't want to keep videos for people except private ones. I've got I know we keep saying bye, but I've got a video planned. It's quite a personal one. Oh, Maria, she's so kind. Maria, you're very, very kind. Very kind. Thank you. I've got a personal video coming up. And let me just tell you about it quick before I go. Which I will be doing on the Carry On Chatting, and it will be staying on there. It won't be public. Which is, I've got some who received that membership. My last, I suppose you could say, serious relationship. I've still got all the. Who got that then? Sorry, I've still got all the stuff from it. Love letters. Natalie. Oh, that's brilliant. I love it when Natalie's the person who gave a couple of super chats earlier. So Natalie, gosh, it's Katrine. Thank you, Katrine. But Natalie gave the super chats earlier, so that's very nice. It's gone to. I love it when it goes to one of the regular chatters. So Natalie gave two super stickers earlier, so it's good that it goes to her. So yeah, I want to do this thing. I don't know because it's I always find it difficult to break away from relationships. It's like. So I've got all this stuff and I want to burn it all. I want to set fire to it because I'm thinking I've just got it stuck in a cupboard and I never even look at it or anything. So I'm going to do that one day on the Tuesday night membership. And as I say, or I might do it on any kind of, you know, just on a video. It doesn't have to be on the members live or whatever, but it will be a members only live. So it's all getting confusing now. Anyway, I'll see you all later. I've got to go and have my lunch now. Then I'm going to have a little nap because it's still hot. It is so hot. What? It's 31 degrees. 31 grados aquí en España. So hot. So I'm going to have a little nap so that I am compos mentis later. Hi, Kerry. Oh, thank you, Tina. That's very kind. Thank you. And of course, Tina sent the super chat as well. So there you go. Okay, I'm gonna have to just, because right, I am definitely going. Listen, thank you so much. I would mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And prayers for Jay and prayers for his family especially. So they've got a hard road in front of them. They've had a hard road behind them and they've got an even harder road in front of them. Hi Zuzu, thank you. You joined the other day as well. Thank you. Let me just take this off. So yeah, hard road behind him and an even harder road in front of them, but bless him. See you later. Thank you. And until I see you again, may your God